All right. If you already arrived to your mat, make sure you have water by you. It's a hot day. And for today's practice, you might need a strap, but if you don't, it'll be fine. I'll give modifications. And if you have two blocks by handy, it's always nice to bring them to right by your mat in case you need it for extra support. And let's dive in. Sit in Sukhasana, crossing log seat. Maybe bring put the leg that you're not so familiar with. For myself, it's my left leg because my left hip is not so open. And bring that leg to the front. And start cast your gaze down toward the ground, or even close your eyes. And to get yourself comfortable, you can also just pop yourself onto a folded blanket or a block so you can have a straight spine. Bring your palms facing down on your knees so you can start slowing down the noises that being received by your hands from the world around you. Start paying more attention to the sound of your breathing. Just let your knees naturally fall toward the ground. Your hands are not doing much work. It's simply resting on the knees. Each inhale, feel the air that coming through your throat, the chest, your rib cage, and fall all the way down to the pelvis area. And each exhale, feel the warmer air that rising up from your pelvis area all the way from the top of your head, and let it out through your nose or your mouth. Notice if your sit bones are evenly grounded. Is your spine strong and tall and straight? Can you feel the connection between the crown of your head and the space above you? To start the practice of today, we'll start with alternate nostril breathing, which is also called Anulam Vilom. To start, bring your right hand to a fist and release your right thumb and the pinky finger and the ring finger to Vishnu Mudra. And block your right nostril with your right thumb. Breathe into your left. And block your left with your the ring finger and pinky, and let it out through your right nostril. Breathe into your right. Block your right, and let it out through your left nostril. That's one round. We'll do a couple more rounds on together. Inhale through your left. Block left, and through your right. Inhale through your right. Block your right. And let it out through your left. One more round together. Inhale through your left. Lock your left. And let it out through your right. Inhale through your right. Lock your right. And let it out through your left. A couple more rounds on your own. And if you feel like your arms are kind of uncomfortable dangling there, you can bring a block between your right elbow and your right thigh. But if that still doesn't work, feel free to just bring your hands down back to your knees and just imagine that you have your thumbs and fingers blocking the nostrils. It will work. Just that's perfect. Maybe start paying attention to match the length of your inhale and exhale. Match the length of inhale and exhale with through the left nostril and right nostril. After this round, finish one more round. When you're done with this last round, press your palms together. And if that resonates with you, we'll start the class with one sound of just to celebrate that our intention of cultivating mindfulness here. Take a big inhale and let it all out. One more long inhale followed by Om. Cast your gaze down and slowly blink your eyes open. Bring your left hand by your left side. And bring your right arm over your right ear, side bend to the left. Your right hand is not reaching down, it's reaching to the left and up. So you're growing the space of your right side body. Reaching through your right fingertips. Press your right sit bone into the ground. Take one more big inhale. And exhale, rest your right hand on your left knee and walk your left hand behind you and twist to the back of the room. Gaze over your left shoulder. Press both knees down. Maintain a long spine. It's almost like shooting energy out of the crown of your head toward the sky. You can adjust the back hand to help you to maintain a long and straight spine, and to help you to rotate a little bit more toward the back of the space. Option to bring your left hand to your right hip crease, maybe grabbing the top of your right thigh. See if that helps you to revolve a little bit more. One big inhale all the way through the crown of the head. And exhale, come back to center, release everything. And switch the cross of the legs. The one that, the leg that you're more familiar with, to the front this time. For myself, it's right leg this time. And bring the right hand to the right side and side bend to the right. Just let the space between your left shoulder and your left hip crease grow. Press that left sit bone down into the ground. Keep both knees open. One more big inhale. And exhale, rest your left hand on the top of your right knee and walk your right hand to the back, twisting to the back of the space. Gaze through that right shoulder. You can adjust the right hand just to create a long and straight spine here. Press evenly through the sit bones. Different side is different, so it's not late if you like to pop something like a folded blanket underneath your sit bones here. Option to bring your right hand to your left hip crease. Use that bind to help yourself to revolve a little bit more toward the back. Instead of just your shoulder, that revolve happens all the way down from the pelvis to the low rib cage into your chest. And exhale all the way back to center. Just circle around through your low back. Inhale, lean forward. And exhale, rotate towards the back. Just some nice cracking. You can switch direction if you like to. And whenever you're back to center, bring up both of your hands behind you, come up to your fingertips. I'll come to this side so you can see. Puff your chest up. Inhale, open your chest. And exhale, round your back, bend the elbows. Inhale, puff your chest up, spread your collarbones. And exhale, round your back, chin towards your chest. kind of like cat and cow pose, which we are so familiar with. But instead of rooting down to the ground through our shins, today we do this with connection of our sit bones and the ground. The movement might not be as big as regular cow and cat, but still imagine your chest is like a balloon when you inhale. And exhale, drag your shoulder blades away from each other. And whenever you're done, step your feet a little bit further out and keep your hands behind you. Bring your feet as wide as the mat, knock your knees together, windshield wiper side to side. An option to stay here. You can also extend your arms together. You can fist your palms and point your thumbs together towards each other, which requires a little bit more attention in our center. Invite some mobility into our hip sockets. Feel our core being engaged. And next time, when both knees are to the left side, frame your left knee with both your hands. Keep spine long, reaching tall through the crown of the head. An option to walk your hands forward and come down to your elbows. And just let your head drop toward the left knee. How can you cultivate your mindfulness in this shape that not necessarily comfortable to you? Continue inviting more flexibility into the left hip socket. And exhale, walk your hands back and patting through and reaching your palms forward. And bring your knees to the right side and framing your right knee with your hands. And start walk down your hands. And come all the way down to your elbows. Parallel your elbows towards each other. It's a simple pose, but this is where you might notice that your body is really reacting differently to different sides. Just let your head hang. Tuck your chin towards your chest so you're stretching the back of your neck. You can add some roll of your neck here as well. When you're ready to come out, walk your hands back towards you. And use your hands to support yourself to Malasana, yogic squat. Heels in, toes out. Feet wider than your hip distance. And bring your palms together. Pressing your elbows into your thigh bones. And pressing your thigh bones into your elbows. Create that resistance between them. And if you need to, you can prop yourself onto a block. Close your eyes here for a moment. Feel stable on your feet. Next, your hands down, push your hips up. Wide leg pull forward. Swing your hips side to side.
stretching those outer hips. And straighten one leg and another. And shimmy your feet to hips distance, or even to big toes touching and heels slightly apart. And sit your hips down, inhale, arms forward and up. Come to Uttanasana, chair pose. And exhale, hook your elbows, right elbow onto your left thigh, twisting to the left. Press into the right palm, so you can rotate your left shoulder open. Inhale, come back to center. And exhale, hand to your heart center by your side, Tadasana, mountain pose. Inhale, arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, cactus your arms, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, cactus your arms, but this time we twist to the left. Continue, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Inhale up, and to the other side. Inhale up, and exhale, fold over your legs. Clasp your hands behind you with your left pinky out, and reaching that clasp towards the sky. And lift the left leg up. You kind of in a warrior three, and tap that left knee onto the right calf. Bend both legs, and we straighten both. Tap the left knee in, and straighten both legs. One more time like that, and straighten both legs, and lower down the left foot. Come all the way up to high lunge. Drop your left knee down. You're in low lunge with that clasp. Untuck your left toes. Keep that clasp of your hands. Open your chest. Inhale. Now exhale, straighten your right leg, pushing that clasp toward the ground to help you to maintain a steady foundation. Half split. Exhale, pull forward. Sink your pelvis down. Exhale, straighten your right leg. Exhale, pull forward. Gaze up. One last time. Release your hands, extend toward the sides. Right hand on your right hip, and side bend to the right. Might be a little bit tricky. It requires a lot of balancing here. Next, bend into your right leg, hook your left elbow on the top of your right thigh. Press right palm into your left. Revolve your right chest toward the sky. Press into the left palm. Lengthen through your spine. Gaze down, lift your back knee up. Lightly step your left foot by the right into your twisting chair. Inhale, arms forward and up. Chair pose. And exhale, hands down, walk your feet out. And sit down to Malasana again. In Malasana, this time extend your left arm out, right arm up. Release your left shoulder, left ear toward your left shoulder. Option to stay here, or you can bring your right hand, foot, your right palm to your back for half bind. You can also try a full bind here by clasping your hands behind you. No matter where you are, make sure you're continuing Pressing both knees out. Come back to center. And right arm out, left hand up. Option to flip your left palm, create a half bind or even full bind. Drop your right ear toward the right shoulder. And come back to center, palms down, hips up. And rock your hips side to side. Stretch those hamstrings. Straighten one leg and another. Start walk your feet toward each other. Bring your big toes together, heels slightly apart, and palm arms forward and up. Chair pose with Konasana. And exhale, left elbow onto the right thigh and twisting to the right. Reaching long through your spine. Shoot the crown of your head toward the front. Exhale, come back to center and hand to your heart center by your side. Tadasana. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, squeeze your shoulder blades together, cactus your arms. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, open to the right, cactus your arms. Inhale, arms up. And exhale, twist to the left. Arms up, Urdhva Hastasana. And exhale, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Clasp your hands together, this time with your right pinky out. Just let your head fall towards your legs. And carefully come up to the right toes. Maybe lift your right leg up and straighten the right leg. Warrior 3. And tap your right knee into the left calf. And extend both legs. And tap your right knee in. You can totally raise your hands if you feel like you need more support for this balancing. Just bring your hands onto the floor or onto the block for supported Warrior 3. Last time. And lower down your right foot. Come to high lunge. Drop your back knee down. The Anchayanasana, low lunge. Inhale, sink your pelvis down, puff your chest up. Reaching low through your clasp, which can drag open your shoulders. And sit back to half split, straighten your left leg. Sit forward. And exhale, sit into half split. One more time. Release both arms. Left hand on your left hip, right arm up by your right ear, and side bend to the left. Push your hips toward the left so you're not falling towards the right. Reaching to the right fingertips. And exhale, bend into your left leg, hook your right elbow onto the left thigh. Use the press between your palms to help you to roll. Rotate the left rib cage open and open. Press into the right shin. And tuck right toes, lift your right knee, and step it by your left into twisting chair. Inhale, reach your arms forward and up. And exhale, fold over the legs. Uttanasana. Walk your feet wide, heels in, toes out. And press your palms together, come to Malasana again. In this Malasana, you can come to the full bind to the left side again.
half bind, full bind, wherever you are. And if you like to change a little bit balancing, you can walk your right foot a little bit in and shift weight into that right foot and come up to the left toes and start carefully straighten your right leg and bring the bind up with you. Find a just the spot in front of you to focus on. And to come down just as slowly and gracefully as how you come up. Let's try the other side. It's perfectly fine to just stay in bind for the other side. Shift weight onto your left foot. Start slowly straightening your left leg. And if you really want to try this with a bind, but you're having difficulty with creating the bind, you can use a strap or a towel or anything that can add some length for you. Slowly come down. And take a long breath in Malasana. Next, hands down, hips up. Last time, rock back side to side. Feel the stretch of the outer hips. And bring your feet as wide as the hips. Inhale, lengthen your spine, Ardha Uttanasana. And exhale, fold of the legs. Inhale, sit into Uttanasana. And exhale, hand to your heart center by your side, Tadasana. We'll move through some rounds of Surya Namaskar B, stance rotation B. And if you're familiar with it, please feel free to go ahead with your own pace. And if there's other salutation that you like to practice today instead of Surya Namaskar B, go ahead. Otherwise, we'll flow this together. Inhale, sit into chair, Uttanasana. And exhale, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, flat back, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, step left and right, come to high plank. Take a big inhale in high plank. And exhale, bend through your elbows, knees up or down. Move through Chaturanga, hug your elbows in. You can move all the way down to your belly. Then inhale, lift your chest up to Bhujangasana. You can also halfway to Chaturanga. And inhale directly to Urdhva Mukha Svanasana, up dog. And exhale, we'll meet at downward facing dog. So in the coming flow, you can always go with Bhujangasana or upward facing dog, your choice. And if you feel like you're kind of low energy today, and you want to do some back bends that a little bit slightly more resty, you can also just try cow pose on your knees. And instead of down dog, you can always come to Balasana, child pose. From down dog, bring your left foot to the left arm. And spin down your right foot. Your right foot slightly, probably like 45 or 60 degrees to the right corner, upper corner. And bend into your left leg, inhale. Arms by your ears, warrior one, Virabhadrasana 1. Pushing into the pinky edge of the right foot. Don't worry too much about bending your left leg, focusing a little bit more on facing your torso toward the front. Next, hands down, step your left foot back. You can move through your vinyasa, be Bhujangasana, baby cobra, or you can be upward facing dog or cow pose. We'll meet at Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. And bring your right foot to your right thumb, spin down your left foot. Same thing, about 45 to 60 degrees. And come up, reaching your arms by your ears. pressing into the pinky edge of the left foot. Straighten the left leg. Next, exhale, hands down. Step back to high plank, move through your vinyasa. And we'll meet a downward facing dog. 3 to 5 rounds of breath. Make sure that you notice how your body reacts to all these poses and listen to it. Bottom of the next exhale, bend your legs, look in between your hands, step by step, a half forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Next, exhale, fold over legs. Inhale, sit into Uttanasana. Next, exhale, hand to your heart center by your side. Tadasana. This one round of Surya Namaskar B. You will flow through 2 more rounds. Inhale, sit back into chair. And exhale, hands down. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Next, exhale, step by step, a hop directly into Chaturanga. Inhale, pull into your back bend. Next, exhale, we'll meet a downward facing dog. Step your left foot to your left thumb. Spin down your right foot. Inhale, rise up. Sink your pelvis down. Next, exhale, hands down. Step your left foot back. Move to Vinyasa. Next, exhale, downward facing dog. Bring your right foot to your right thumb. Spin down your left foot. Rise up to warrior one. Next, exhale, hands down. Step back. And we'll all meet a downward facing dog. Each round, 5 rounds of breath here. Oftentimes we create pause moments like this in yoga practice, just for us to reflect and catch a breath. Spin your biceps towards the front, press your chest towards your thigh bones. Next, exhale, bend into your legs, step by step, a hop forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Next, exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, sit into Uttanasana. Next, exhale, hand to your heart center by your side, Tadasana. Actually, let's flow 2 more rounds together. I'll stop queuing so you can cultivate an ownership of your own practice. But if you forget, you can always just pause and look at the camera. Inhale, sit into chair. If you're already familiar with this flow, use this kind of familiarity to bring you more mindfulness. You can even practice sun salutation B with eyes closed. Make it a little bit more meditative. You can add any modification that you feel that makes sense for yourself today. Make sure that you give yourself that 3 to 5 rounds of breath in down dog and child pose, wherever you like that pause to be. so we're not rushing ourselves into poses. And if you finish early, feel free to come to child pose. Or any other pose that can help you to bring in a bit more mindfulness into your today's practice. To some people, that might be inversion. Or can simply be Tadasana, mountain pose at the front of the mat. If your mind wanders away from the mat, simply use the sound of breath to guide yourself back. And we'll meet at the top of the mat in Tadasana. If you're still floating, take your time. And if you already arrived at Asana, you can try to close your eyes and just lay your hands, your arms by your side, rooting down evenly through the bottoms of the feet. Pull the kneecaps towards your hips. You can even just start by shifting weight into left foot and right, rocking side to side. And start draw your left knee into your chest. You might have to open your eyes at this moment because it requires more balancing. It takes more to be in standing balancing pose with eyes closed. But you can sort of give it a try. And just to draw some circles with that left knee. Hands can be wherever that gives you more stability. On the hips or palms together in Anjali Mudra. And bring the bottom of the left foot to the right inner thigh. Come to Vrikshasana, tree pose. Press your palms together. Option to start slowly raise your arms toward the sky. Pressing with the right foot. Press open the left knee. Remember that resistance when we're in Malasana between our elbows and right thigh. Create the same resistance between your left foot and your right thigh at this moment. Find a spot in front of you to focus on. And as I said earlier, you can also try to experiment by close your eyes for a short moment. You might fall, but it's okay, nobody's watching. And slowly lower down your palms in front of your heart. And extend your legs long. And cross your left ankle over your right knee. Sit into figure 4. we're just passing by here because our right leg might be really tight at this moment already. And slide down your left foot down in front of your, so your right calf is in front of your, left calf is in front of your right shin. You might need 2 blocks to help you to rest your hands. Option to stay here. You can also walk the blocks with you to the right side. And walk back to center. And lift your left foot up and extend it back to warrior 3. Your hands can stay on the blocks for supported warrior 3. Also press your palms together. Press the back of your leg toward the sky and lower it down to high lunge. From high lunge, sit low, drop your pelvis to runner's lunge. And exhale, push your hips back to pyramid pose. Straighten both legs, fold over your right leg. Inhale, bend into right. And exhale, straighten both legs. Inhale, pull forward. And exhale, push your hips back, straighten both legs. Last time, bend into your right leg. Left hand down and right hand up. Twist into the right. Make sure that you are revolving the spine instead of the, you can check that by pressing your right hand on the top of your low back so they're not like, too open in the area. And rest your right hand down, walk your hands to the left side. I'm gonna face this way. See, and then fold over the wide legs. You can shift side to side. Bend into one leg and another. My hamstrings are really tight. And next time when you bend into your left leg, straighten your right, point your right toes toward the sky. Your hands can stay on the ground for support. You can also bring your palms together just like in Malasana. Create that kind of connection between your left elbow and your left thigh bone. The only different thing is your right leg is straight right now. Bring your left hand inside of your left foot and extend your right arm up, side angle. Press your left up arm bone into your left thigh. Use that pressing to help yourself to open your chest more. Option to stay here, you can flip your top palm and bring it to the back. Create a half bind. If you'd like to go a little bit crazier, you can feed your left arm and then use your left foot, left leg, and clasp your hands behind you. Create a full bind. Keep the crown of your head reaching long and forward. Pressing into the pinky edge of the right foot. If you have the bind, release it. And come all the way up to warrior 2. Bend into your left leg. Press into the pinky edge. Continue pressing into the pinky edge of your right foot. And straighten your left leg and flip, reverse. Reaching through your left fingertips. Let your left side body grow. Exhale, bend into your left, into warrior two again. This time, rest your left hand outside of your left pinky toes, maybe like 6 inches away from it. You can bring a block with you and start drag your right foot on the mat and lift it up to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Press into your left foot. Your left hand can rest on the block. Option to open your right arm toward the sky. I don't like compressing my left side body, so oftentimes instead of resting on the block, I prefer actually bring it when I have after I gained stability in my left foot, I bring my left hand into my chest, so I can reach in long through my right heel and the crown of my head. And step back down to warrior two. Cartwheel, both hands down, step two, high plank. Move your chaturanga all the way down to your belly. Reaching your hands back, palms facing down, thumbs out. Inhale, lift your chest up. And exhale, release down one more time like that. Maybe this time float your feet and your palms away from the floor as well. Shalabhasana, lotus pose. And exhale, lower down, hands by your chest. And we'll push to downward facing dog. From down dog, bend into your legs, step by step, a hop forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold over the legs. Inhale, sit into Uttanasana. And exhale, hand to your heart center by your side, Tadasana. We'll move to the other side. Shift the weight into your left foot. Draw your right knee into your chest. And draw some big circles with the right knee. I always love that, feeling the cracking of my joints when I'm doing things like this. Bring the bottom of your right foot into your left inner thigh, into Vrikshasana, tree pose. Option to let your hands hang by side or press your palms together. Option to reach your hands toward the sky. This side might be different from the other side. Be patient. Just let the same spot that you were focusing on bringing you to the same amount of mindfulness, even though this might be your weaker side. Press that right knee open. And start slowly. Bring your hands down. Straighten your right leg out. And cross your right ankle over your left knee. And sit into figure four, stretching the right outer hip. Press the right knee down. And slide the right foot down. And fold over the legs, the crossing legs. You might need to find the blocks again. Let the weight shifting into your right foot so your left foot can be a little bit relieved right now. You can start walk the blocks to the left side with you, stretching the right hamstring. One more big inhale. Next, exhale, start walk back to center. Shift that weight back into the left foot again. And lift your right foot and step back to warrior three. You can stay in the supported warrior three. You can press your palms together. And lower your back foot down. Hands on the block or on the ground. To runner's lunge. Inhale, open your chest. Next exhale, push your hips back. Straighten both legs to pyramid. Let your head hang over your left knee. Inhale, go forward. Next exhale, straighten both legs. One more time like that. Let your pelvis sink down. And exhale, pyramid. When you're back to runner's lunge, right hand down, left hand up. Simple twist. And release your left hand down and walk your hands to the side. Your hips are over the line between your feet. And start rock your hips side to side, bend into one leg another. When you bend into your right leg next time, straighten your left leg and point your left toes toward the sky. And press your palms together, pushing your right elbow into that right thigh. Skandasana. And right hand down inside of your right foot. Extend your left hand up, side angle. Pushing that right thigh bone into the right upper arm bone. Reaching tall, reaching long. Option to flip your top palm, create a half bind. Option to feed your right arm underneath your right leg and create a full bind. Maintain that long and straight spine, shooting energy out of the crown of your head. Pressing into the pinky edge of your left foot. Keep that left leg straight. If you have the bind, release it. And cartwheel all the way up to warrior two. Bend into your right leg. And straighten your right leg in reverse triangle. Bend into right leg again. Right hand outside of your right pinky toe and drag your left foot on the mat and float it up to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon pose. Once you create that big foundation, steady foundation, your choice of floating that left palm up. And maybe even bring your right palm to your heart. Lower down to warrior two again. And cartwheel your hands down, step back to high plank. Knees up or down. Come all the way down to your belly. Palms facing down, come to Shalabhasana or locust. And exhale, hands by your chest and push to downward facing dog. Bending to legs, step by step, a hop forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, fold of the legs to Uttanasana. Inhale, sit into Uttanasana, chair pose. Exhale, hand to your heart center by your side, Tadasana. We'll move through one more round on each side with a little bit add on. Shift weight into your right foot. Draw your left knee up. And bring it to tree, Vrikshasana. If your left foot does not work to bring it to the right inner thigh, you can bring it to the right calf, I should have mentioned in the last round. You can bring it to the right calf or just on the ground. Just don't rest on the right knee because it's bad for the knee joint. Bring your palms down from the tree pose and extend your left leg forward. And cross your left ankle over your right knee. Come to figure 4. And slide down that left foot. Ooh, that stretch of the right outer hip. And maybe walk with the blocks if you have them to the right side. And walk back to center and float that left leg up to warrior 3. Press your palms together. You can bring your arms by your side for airplane. You can also reaching them forward if you want to turn to your upper body strength. And lower down to a high lunge. Bend into your right leg. And hands down onto the ground or onto the block. And push to pyramid pose. Straighten both legs, fold over your right leg. And bend into your right leg. Find your simple twist, but bring your left hand down and right hand up. Right hand down, walk your hands to the left side. And rock side to side. This time you can bring your palms together, bend into your left leg, straighten your right, and bend into your right, straighten your left, switching side to side. You can make the pause short. You can also stay in one side longer. This is where you listen to what your body is craving for. The next time when you bend into your left, option to sit your hips down. So your left leg is bent in front of you, your right leg is straight. Wrap your left knee with your left arm. You can stay here. If you have a strap, you can bring strap behind you. Sway it towards your left hand. Create that bind there. And also just directly clasp your hands behind you if that's available to you. Keep the spine long. And release the bind if you have it. And push yourself into side angle. Create a half bind or even full bind. And step your right foot forward by your left. I'll face you this way. So this is kind of like what we did in the beginning in Malasana, but different bind. And same thing, shift weight onto your right foot and start come up with a different bind. Option to stay here, option to straight the left leg. The bird of paradise. Bend into left leg and slowly, carefully lower it down. Come to side angle again and come up to warrior 2. Straighten your left leg, reverse triangle. Next up, bend into left leg, warrior 2 again. And shift to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Out of space here. Your chest might be pretty open now, so maybe try to pull your right heel into sit bone. Can possibly grab the right foot with your left hand, or even both hands. Release it. Come back to warrior two. Cover your hands down. Step to high plank. And chaturanga all the way down to your belly. You can stay in Shalabhasana, locust pose. And also bend your heels in. And grab the ankles of the legs. And push the heels toward the sky. Dhanurasana, bow pose. Hug your knees towards each other. And release from it. Push to downward facing dog. Step by step, hop forward. Inhale, lengthen your spine. And exhale, fold over the legs, Uttanasana. Inhale, sit up into Uttanasana, chair pose. And exhale, hand to your heart center by your side, Tadasana. Asana. How are you guys doing? Sweaty? Right. Shift weight into your left foot. Draw your right knee into your chest. And bring your right foot into Vrikshasana, tree pose. This is going to be our last tree of today, so if you'd like to try, close your eyes for a moment. This is trance. Lower your hands down if they are up. And extend your right leg long. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. And slide your right foot down, crossing leg foot over the legs. You walk to the left side. Walk back to center. And float the right leg long and back. Warrior three. Option to bring your palms together or by your side or even forward. Lower your right leg down, come to high lunge. And hands down onto the floor or the back. Lower your pelvis down, runner's lunge. And exhale, push your hips back, straighten both legs, pyramid. Bend into your left leg again. Right hand down, left hand up. Simple twist. Take one more big inhale. And exhale, both hands down. Walk your hands to your right side. Parallel your feet. Side bend, side to side. Skandasana. And press your palms together. Next time when you bend into the right, maybe lower the hips down. And bring the strap close by if you need it again. Bring the right heel close to the right sit bone. Round your right arm around your right knee. Maybe clasp your hands with the strap or not behind you. Keep your spine straight along. Press the back of your left knee down toward the ground. Pull the left toes toward your face. And release the bind if you have it. And use your hands to support yourself. Come up to side angle. Right hand inside of the right foot. Left hand up. You can flip the top palm and find the half bind. Or create a full bind. Again, you can use a strap if you need to. And step your left foot forward by your right. Shift the weight into the left foot and start straightening your left leg. Come all the way up standing with that bind. Option to stay here. You can also straighten your right leg for bird of paradise. Carefully come down and step back to side angle. Come all the way up to warrior two. Reverse your triangle. Straighten your right leg. Come all back to warrior two. Bend into your right leg. Press into the left, the pinky edge of the left foot. Right hand down and drag your left foot along the mat. And float up to Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. And if you like to create the bind here again, pull the left heel toward the left sit bone. Maybe grab the left foot with your right hand. And left. Release the bind if you have it. Come all the way up to warrior two again. Both hands down, step to high plank. Come all the way down to your belly. Last time back bend. It can be Shalabhasana. It can also be another Dhanurasana, bow pose. For bow pose, you can just do what we just did. Come all the way up to Shalabhasana first, then bend into your legs. You can also bend your legs first. Grab your ankles. Then kick up. Dhanurasana. Gaze forward. You can also try to unflex your feet, point your toes towards the sky. Next, slowly release down, push to downward facing dog. From down dog, cross your left ankle over your right knee and walk your hands toward the back. And sit up to figure four. Face this way. Give it a couple of extra breath in this figure four compared to when we were flowing. Option to stay here. You can also twist to the right side and hook your left elbow onto the bottom of your left foot. If you have the hook, release from it and fold over the legs again. And walk all the way to downward facing dog with that crossing leg. And release it. Switch side, right ankle over your left knee and walk your hands toward the back to figure four. It's ridiculous to see myself jumping around with one leg. Press your palms together. Option to stay here in this long figure four. You can also hook your right elbow onto the bottom of your right foot and twisting to the left side. And release from it. Walk your hands forward. Back to downward facing dog. Lift your left leg up. Bend your left knee. And release it down. Right leg up. Bend your right knee. Just open that right side body again. And release it down. And drop your knees and push to child pose. Balasana. From child pose, come up to table pose, Brahmanasana. Reach right underneath your shoulders, knees under your hips. Knees facing this way. Inhale, drop your belly, Pithalasana, cow pose. Next, round your back up, cat pose, Madhyasana. 2 more rounds. Back to neutral. Inhale, extend your left arm up. Next, spread the left arm underneath your right. Gaze underneath your right armpit. You can start walk your right hand toward the front. Option to stay here if you are if you'd like to just stay restive. You can also, if you like a little bit more hamstring stretch, you can step your right foot back, straighten the right leg. And if you like to challenge yourself for balance, you can also try to float the right leg up. Remember, in twisting chair or low lunge, we were using that revolvement to create stability. Same thing here. You use a rotate of your spine to keep the bottom stable. And walk your right hand back to your face. Extend your left arm up again. And rest your left hand down. And lift up your left knee. Draw some circles with your left knee. Last bit of flexibility in the left hip socket. And rest that left knee behind your right. You're in Gomukhasana, cow face sitting almost. Just push your hips back, which creates a stretch of the outer hips. Rock back and forth. And then sit back all the way down. You can stack something like blanket or block underneath your sit bones. Can hands grabbing your feet. Option to stay here. And also start walk your hands toward the front, framing that stacked knees. And fold over toward the ground. Press both sit bones down toward the ground. I've never liked this pose, but my outer hips are so much happier when I do this. I have super tight hips. Just Let your heart rate drop down. This is a training pose for some people, but still, your breath, it will start to slow down again because this is cooling down. Even though it might feels like more effort. Start, walk your hands back towards you and sit up. And roll your hands forward. And back to table pose. One round of cow and a cat. And extend your right arm up. And thread your right arm underneath your left. Walk your left hand toward the front. Option to stay here. Just press the left shoulder down. Open that left pec area. Option to stay here or step your left leg back. Option to float the left leg up. Oh, this feels nice. Wherever you are, start walking your left hand toward your face again. And extend your right arm up. Bring your hands down. Open your right knee. And draw some circles with the right knee. Then rest your right knee behind your left. And push back and forth. Whenever you're ready, sit your hips all the way back. To Gomukhasana, cow face. Reaching long through the crown of your head. One straight line between the crown of your head and your sit bones. Option to stay here. You can also lower your hands down and walk your hands toward the front. Fold over your stacked knees. Continue pushing both sit bones down toward the ground. Three rounds of breath here. Walk your hands back towards you. And this time, extend your legs forward. And bend your legs, extend your arms forward, round your upper back, and start slowly roll down to your back. Bring your heels, close your sit bones. And press your hips towards the sky for bridge pose. Satipanda Sabangasana. Last little bit back then. And exhale, lower your hips down, hug your knees in. Rock side to side. And lower your knees to the left side, extend your right arm open. Rest your left hand on the top of the right knee. Give it a little bit extra weight. Breathe through the space between your right hip space and your right shoulder. And come back to center, drop your knees to the right side. Right hand on the top of your left knee, open your left arm. Bring your knees back to center. Tuck your knees in one last time. And extend your legs forward. Hands by your side. Shavasana. Let your gaze be soft or close your eyes. Let your knees naturally fall open. Head falling heavy into the space underneath you. If you're not rushing to anywhere after this, just feel free to stay where you are. And if you're ready to come out, start wiggling your toes and fingers. And gently sway your head side to side. Roll up onto your right side. Pause for a moment. Maybe pay a little bit attention back to your breath again if you got distracted by the flow. Use your hands to support yourself to sit up to comfortable sitting. Again, press your palms together with fingers clasped with one side of arm. Deep inhale. And exhale, smooth everything out. One long inhale. Bring your thumb to your third eye, slightly above the center of your eyebrows. Bow your head towards your heart. Thank you so much for coming to practice with me today. And you walk off of the mat with mindfulness that you cultivated through the practice. Thank you. I'll end the record and upload it to my YouTube channel.